outfield, the nautical compass navigated north and the south was sent back to safer shores. They've continued to fight the waves in their second voyage, despite their captain steering the ship through choppy waters. Now can they launch an armada of their own? It's a game for you and me, and we'll tuck in with glee. It's BCE! Hello, and welcome back to the second test match. In the first innings, this is what we saw. Yusuf Sharif holding the fort together single-handedly, made more than half the total of 70. It was a good performance from the North bowlers, having lost the toss and been asked to bowl first. Rob Maguire particularly was outstanding. And this is where it leaves us in the game, of course, 70 the total. And we're going to head back down now to Horsham to get going for the second innings. Well, hello and welcome back to Horsham for highlights of the second innings between BCE North and BCE South. The South cleaned up for just 70, having won the toss and chosen to bat. And just a reminder that BCE North have an extra player. They've got 6 men rather than 5, so they will not bat with a last man standing to make sure that there's an even number of wickets in each innings. And they've sprung a bit of a surprise, the North. For the first time ever in a BCE test, Alex Smith does not open the batting. He's dropped himself down the order, and Dan Mears has come up to the top in his first innings in the series, and he's joined by a debutant, Ash Saeed. So it's a bit of a risk from the North, an inexperienced opener and a debutant at each end. And once again, I'm joined in the commentary box by the BCE South bowler missing for this game, and backyard cricketing icon is Mr. Jake Butler.
Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, 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 and it's Jithin Kolar, another debutant to kick us off for this innings. And Jake, from the South point of view, 70 on the board. What kind of score will they be looking to keep the North to here? What's realistic and reasonable to come out of this with some credit?
I mean, with Dan opening, anything's possible, isn't it? I mean, we're looking for about 35, ideally. But,
you think?
You know, time will tell. Time will tell.
Would you take, for instance, 150, or do you think that would put you too far out of reach in the game?
I'm going to go. That put us too far back, I think.
And I doubt he's taken too kindly to that. He doesn't look cheerful, but never usually does at the best of times.
He never does. He never does. He works in a kitchen, mate. He's
that's 4 first runs of the innings for the North. Ash Saeed off the mark as a backyard cricketer. Don't think he's got all of it, but flicked through the leg side. Had a bit of a touch of inside edge about it. And it's striking already that there's not really been any swing in this opening over and a half from the South bowlers, but it did seem to swing all the way through for the North.
The ball does take a little while to get used to, you know?
Oof, well, what's he done? Why has Dan Mears played
as you can see there.
Well, I'm not sure why Dan Mears has bothered playing at that, but no harm done. That's a better delivery. Finally lands one past Marthy.
Just say to you, a nice little bit of swing in it. That's the thing that's going to catch someone.
Well, that's not going to swing, and that's slapped. That's slapped for 4.
I'll swallow in my words.
Well, that's a bit of a pie, if we're being fair, and Dan Mears has done well to keep this down. He's got over the top of it. Very versatile cricketer, Yusuf Sharif. Past Marthy in again and crunch. That's a lovely shot. That's beautifully played from Dan Mears, almost like a proper opener.
Yeah, you could say that.
Nice follow through. Got his weight right behind it, but this will be a tougher challenge. Yusuf Sharif to Ash Saeed, the debutant. Bowled well in the first test, Yusuf Sharif, and bowled well last year as well. And good start.
If you come out in a hat like this, you've got to bat well, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, it's quite a look he's gone for to protect.
It's a good look. I like it.
It is quite a nice hat. Got to say that. Perhaps something similar for you in the next test?
Only on the beach.
Maybe a bit of beach cricket. When the Ashes tour comes around, bit of beach cricket in a little sun hat?
Yeah, you know, never say never. Never say never.
We won't rule it out just for now. Sharif in again. And another outswinger. 3 outswingers in a row. He's landing them well. You would think here, possibly setting him up for an in-swinger now.
That would be what I would do, you know. Mix it up a little bit.
And that one's gone away again. It surely must be an in-swinger coming up. 4 outswingers in a row. He's got him going across his crease. One of these is going to come back in. It's just a matter of how well Saeed can play it. Oh, and it's that one, and it's knocked him over, and that's really, really good bowling. Clever bowling from Yusuf Sharif. Ash Saeed on debut, the inexperience has showed there. Excellent bit of bowling, and he's landed this perfectly, Jake Butler.
Oh, it could be me, couldn't it?
Could be you. It was almost that good.
No,
almost that good.
Very, very good.
Yeah, very clever bowling. Ash Saeed gone for 4. Yusuf Sharif leading from the front as captain, and that's what he really needs to do in this situation.
Yeah, it sort of touches back on what I was saying earlier. The few outswingers and one in-swinger works every time.
It is. It's clever bowling.
Don't sound and command 60% of the time it works every time.
It's absolutely about right. And it's Rob Maguire at number 3. Best there, 166 not out. That was in Hampshire in 2021, a game that you played in, Jake Butler. That pitch was flat as a pancake, wasn't it?
Oh, aren't they all?
But it's interesting.
166, not his height in centimetres, interestingly.
Yeah.
But, yeah. No, Rob's a good batsman, you know. He's
definitely developed. That's a great nut from Yusuf Sharif. What a good over this has been. That was absolutely fantastic from Yusuf Sharif. Wicket maiden, and this is a Jaffa to start with. Rob Maguire's done well not to nick this. Oh, that's a peach. Brilliant bit of bowling. Jaffrey. Bit of a change of the field. 2 men over to the offside for Maguire. Oh, it's not going to help if you chuck him a full toss though. Nicely played. Effortless from Maguire, but it's a freebie. Loose ball from Jaffrey, starting off his backyard career. Bound to be a bit of nerves in that. And it is a difficult thing. I'm not sure if you can remember back this far now, Jake, but when we first started doing this and you've never played this format of the game before, oh, that's a lovely shot. Absolutely beautiful from Maguire. But this game for a bowler, it does take some adapting to and getting used to. It's not the same as club cricket.
Oh, you can't come in all what's the phrase?
All guns blazing?
All guns blazing. You can't come in all guns blazing because you're just going to overshoot, you know, and it's going to swing wild.
Yeah, it's down there.
It does take some adjusting.
Yeah, and it looks as though Adil Jaffrey is suffering with that a little bit here as well.
Yeah, we've got an interesting dynamic where half the guys have played quite a lot.
Another boundary.
Not so much.
Yeah, there's a lot of a big mix between.
And interestingly, James Maguire hasn't noticed the notice ball behind him yet, like he probably did earlier. I've noticed.
And Jimmy Maguire in again. Oh, that's a lovely shot. Nailed that, and it's brilliant fielding from Yusuf Sharif to keep that to a dot ball. That's fantastic work in there. Possibly the best fielder in backyard cricket. Maybe along with Bevan West, I would say, as well.
Yeah. I'll go over that.
Certainly committed. You know with Yusuf Sharif, even if you had 10 wickets in hand and needed 1 run to win, if you hit that ball to him, he's going to try his hardest to stop it. Oh, and that's bowled him. Mears goes. Good delivery.
Jimmy's bowling.
No need for fielders when the Maguires are in town. Jimmy Maguire on the board. That's a good delivery. Mears looking for that drive again. I think it's gone under the bat rather than inside of it. Yeah, underneath, I think.
Well,
bit late on it.
We've all been there, haven't we?
Certainly all have. It's a good bit of bowling.
I have. Oh.
And Dan Mears fought hard out there. What would Borrett and Maguire be thinking about this situation at the moment?
At best, it's hard to tell what's going through Ricky's head. But, Ricky, this will work well for Ricky, I think, because they're not chasing a lot.
And he's got time. Lots of time.
Ricky likes that. I don't think Ricky likes too much.
I think he's just bowled that straight into his own feet. Pass him Harvey. Have we all been there? Oh, that's dropped. Oh, it's in the air and dropped. It's gone for 4. It's Adil Jaffrey at cover. Rob Maguire. Bit careless with the stroke. It's a full toss. It's come at him quick, to be fair. But it doesn't look as though he's ready for it. It's caught him by surprise. Oh, Jakey, that's one of yours.
Oh, don't.
Oh, and that's moved a long way.
Yeah, of course. And when you're fielding so close as well, relatively, it just comes
Clip
so
for 4.
fast.
And this one's gone fast on its way to the boundary. Ricky Borrett, full toss, but decent off his legs, times it well.
Yeah.
And Maguire's that's less safe. He's had a little nibble at that. There's an appeal. Don't think he's got near it. Well, we've been at this 3 years now, which is enough time for battles to develop between players as the games go on. And Ricky Borrett to Yusuf Sharif is a fascinating one. In 2021, Borat bowled mostly short or back of a length at Sharif, and Sharif was happy to keep getting across his crease and tucking him off his hips into the leg side. Sharif had the upper hand in this series. He was only dismissed by Borat once, although he didn't find scoring too fluent. He largely played him well. Ricky Borat adjusted this year at Nutfield by bowling a lot fuller, enticing the drive and trying to play with Sharif's footwork, and this was largely successful. Sharif, not able to tuck him into the leg side, messed with his footwork, and the change in lengths meant that his footwork wasn't 100%, and he ends up finishing that test by jabbing at one on the wrong length, nicking it behind. It's a brilliant catch by Jeevan Singh. He then adapted at Horsham by coming a lot more across his crease. If you look at his feet, he's gone back to where he was in 2021, having at Nutfield tried to open himself up a little more to counter that length. So Borat counters by bowling a lot wider. And the impact this has is that he can double bluff Sharif, who's moving across his crease. This is the wicket ball, outside off stump. Borat throws in the full Yorker, knocks him over. A brilliant battle between two high-class players, and it's Sharif who needs to make the next move.
Yeah, definitely.
And for the first time today, it's Maguire to Maguire, and that's going to be 4, where he's given leg byes. Maguire seems to be kicking up a fuss saying he's hit this, but the umpire has signalled leg byes. Maguire refusing to cross ends here. It looks like he's decided himself. What did you think, Jake Butler? Bat on that?
It seemed to come off the bat.
He's still protesting.
In Maguire's defence, Rob Maguire, he's a pretty honest player, you know.
Well, we'll have a look now. Seems to have come off the bat. Hard to tell from there. This will give us a better idea. Yeah, off the toe. Definitely hit that. Should have been 4 runs. Even so, not really an excuse for petulance with the umpire.
Well, you know, Rob's had worse interactions with umpires on the old grass pitches, hasn't he?
Certainly has. He's lucky that our umpire here didn't throw a stump at him, I'd say.
Yeah.
Just to confirm, that has been given as a leg bye, so Ricky Borat on strike and just 1 run added to the total. And Jimmy Maguire follows it up, another good Yorker.
And also to confirm, Rob has had a stump thrown at him on a Sunday.
It has happened, yep, can confirm. That is 100% true. That's a story for another time for our viewers, but we can confirm as Ricky Borat punches one down the ground for 4. Well, it depends. What do you want to discuss for the next 10 seconds? Ricky Borat's lovely little push down the ground, or Rob getting a stump thrown at him?
A stump thrown at Rob.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. So, but that over goes by. Interesting over. And of course, Ricky Borat, as we mentioned earlier there, the first player to reach 700 career test runs. Congratulations to him. And you have to say he probably already knows, doesn't he?
I would have thought so.
Most
I'm
definitely.
surprised he hasn't got a shirt underneath it with 700 on it. But
perhaps for the next test he'll have it on. Oh, that's a cracking shot though, to be fair. A little bit uppish, but he's got right behind that, full weight behind that delivery. Not a bad ball from Yusuf Sharif, but punched from Borat. Power behind that. Tough player to bowl to, Jake Butler.
Yeah, he's very...
And we were talking off air and we mentioned he gets so far across those stumps and it can be so frustrating.
Oh, he can be a nightmare. I'd say Ricky only second to Naveed Saeed, who isn't playing today, but Nav and Rick both have the ability. I don't know if it's an ability, but they know where their stumps are, and they're where the flares, and they'll stand in front of the stumps, and they know you're not going to get an LBW, and it is extremely frustrating.
Absolutely prepared to take the bruised shins all day long.
Oh, absolutely peppered, but doesn't bother them.
And in the meantime, it's another good over this from Sharif, but that could be another boundary. It is. Big partnership to break this one. They need to get one of these two out sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be too long, you know.
That's clipped away for 4. Well, Rob Maguire determined to prove you wrong there, Jakey.
Yeah,
clipped away for 4.
Eating my words as I said it then.
And what kind of delivery would you be looking to bowl at this point?
To Rob.
Oh, possibly that one. In swinger, top of
Just
off
like that. Just like that.
Just about there will do. That's come back a long way. It's a brilliant bit of bowling. That has done more than probably any delivery in this test match so far. Come back a mile, clip the top of off. Loose shot from Maguire, but brilliant bowling from Pasamathi.
Lovely bit of late swing there.
Good all-round cricketer, Jeevan Singh. He's impressed with the ball in this series so far, and that's for punch down the ground. I think he was reaching for it a little bit outside off stump. Took that from quite wide, but got his hands right through it and ended up pretty straight. They do have the extra player, so there will be no last man standing. So they will have to take just 2 of the last 3 batsmen. The South, and that's a nick, and that's 4. Well, that'll be frustrating for them. They've just taken that slip out and given Adil Jaffrey more protection down the ground. And Jeevan Singh, that's going straight to slip if he was still there. Picked his gap well there, Jeevan Singh.
Good awareness there, I'd say, from Singh.
Excellent placement.
Yeah. That's something we work on a lot in the South, you know, just awareness of the slips.
Really guiding the ball around the field, and that's a brilliant bit of fielding from Pasamarthy there. Jaffrey will be bowling at Ricky Barrett now. Got himself to 16. Got himself to 20. Pushed away through point for 4. What kind of character is Jimmy Maguire? From the outside, he seems like maybe quite an intense character, takes his game quite seriously. What's he like to play with and to be around off the field?
He can be intense on pitch, he can be relaxed. He's a chef by nature, by trade, you know, so he can come with some stinking hangovers some days, but hey, you know, he's all good. Just don't ask him to make a Greek salad, you know, because
we have heard the famous Maguire Greek salad.
Oh, very opinionated young man. But he must know what he's talking about because he's a chef, right? So
you would hope so.
I'd hope so. Although the bolognese made for Rob Stagdale, I don't know, wasn't as good as quite what I expected, but you know, room for improvement. Just like anyone here today, though. So.
Well, Jimmy, if you're watching this, thank you once again for tuning in to get chef tips. That's what we're all here for.
Salt, bit parmesan, mate, you'll be there.
Salt and parmesan, that's what we're looking for. Jimmy, if you're watching this, forget about the bowling, that's not important. Maiden over goes by from Jimmy Maguire. He of the famous Greek salad and bolognese. Not necessarily had together. And we'll bring Jake Butler back in whenever he stopped close to wetting himself next door. Are you back with us, Jake?
I'm back.
Jithin Kolar to Ricky Barrett, and on the legs again. Picks out Jimmy Maguire. Salt and parmesan on that as well.
Oh.
Kolar in again. And down leg. There's a bit of a deflection. Don't think he's nicked it off the leg. Bowler wasn't too interested.
It didn't seemed like just swung away, you know.
Yeah, not too much harm.
It looks like the rest of the South are saying that as well.
Although we would ask the question, Jake Butler, you've known Ricky Barrett for a long time. If he had got a little touch of bat on that, is he the type of character who would walk?
Absolutely not.
Definitely not.
Absolutely not.
Not all for one and one for all? None of that?
No, he's very... he's...
stubborn would be the word?
Very inconsistent, you know, with the bat. If there's a noise, he's not out. And when he's umpiring, if there is a noise...
The trigger finger.
Yeah. So... he's an interesting character. Although Ricky's mine, he's never out.
I think, one of those types of batsmen, is he?
Yeah. But he puts a lot of work in behind the scenes, so you know.
Certainly does go a long way to organising things like the venues and the kits and the administrative side of the series as well. So we have to say that for him. He's been fantastic in terms of the admin side of it. And Pasamarthy, on the whole, has been a little bit loose, but he has bowled the odd cracking delivery. And that could be a nick and out. Yusuf Sharif, it's a fine catch low down. Jeevan Singh's gone. And Pasamarthy again, the man with the golden arm. It's a thin nick, done really well going forward. It's a hard surface, big wicket now, and the South, well, right back in this game.
Right back in it. I mean, if Ricky was just behind the stumps there and being an umpire, I don't know if that had been given out. I'm glad he's holding it back, that's all I can say.
I suspect you may be getting a call from Ricky as soon as this video airs. And the captain is the new man, Alex Smith, putting himself down the order for this game. A man in form, as we've seen there, top scored 8 times in his last 10 innings. Made a century in the first test, but no last man standing for the North, so they only have to get one of these 2 out, and you'd have to feel that works in the South's favour.
Oh, definitely. They've got probably arguably their 2 best batsmen here, so we can knock one of them over quickly, it's game over, isn't it? So
absolutely. And now, suddenly, the lead doesn't look as strong. The position for the North doesn't look as strong as it did a few moments ago. The lead is only 14 with 1 wicket left. So they could only end up with maybe less than 20 as a lead here, even.
Yeah, Smith's coming in cold, like Ricky's obviously seeing it well. They're bowling to the new batsman, so
yeah, anything could happen. The South come right back into this. That's the end of the over, and a wicket from Pasamarthy. 3rd maiden in a row. It's 84 for 4. And left in this rotation, we just have Yusuf Sharif and Adil Jaffrey, and it looks like it's going to be Sharif on first to Ricky Borat. He's bowled well today, Yusuf Sharif. Those figures, 1 for 10, don't really do him justice. And he's got Ricky Borat in his sights now. And it is this partnership now for the North who are going to dictate what kind of a lead they end up with. Sharif to Borat. And pushed away for 4. It's difficult for Yusuf Sharif as a captain with the man down. Aside from the bowler and the keeper, you've only got 3 fielders. Gaps everywhere.
yeah, he's bowling well, but there's a lot of gaps, isn't there? A lot of gaps.
And in he comes again now. Well, that's a nick. Out. Oh, no, he's dropped it, and it's gone for 4. Borat survives. Yusuf Sharif gutted. Oh, genuine nick.
I don't believe it.
Well, he's had a massive stroke of fortune there. Big nick, genuine edge, no question about it. And Ricky Borat happy to take the runs. And as we mentioned earlier, perhaps not quite happy to admit to an edge if that had been caught.
Yeah, no chance Ricky was talking for that. So.
Oh, it's in the air and it's going to be out. It's gone for 6. Oh no. Well, Yusuf Sharif, what have you got to do for your luck to turn? It's a top edge. He's in no control at all, Ricky Borat. And you can't see it from this camera angle, but I can tell you that's landed inches below the height limit for out of bounds, and it's going to be 6. Oh, Jake, as a bowler, you'd be fuming.
Absolutely fuming.
Oh, it's gutting for Yusuf Sharif. He's gone for 14 in this over without bowling a bad ball. The nick behind dropped, and then follow it up with a massive stroke of luck.
The runs can build up so quickly,
And in a low-scoring game like this, so important. Oh, he'll be spitting feathers. And Ricky Borat, well, go and buy yourself a lottery ticket, mate. Your luck's in today. And he's the one on 0 that they've got to target, you'd think, Jake. That's knocked him over.
Wow, the way he's batting there.
Doesn't fill you with confidence if you're a fan of the North, does it?
It's almost like the words you're saying don't match what I'm seeing on screen,
It's, yeah.
About a high score of 100, did you say? Staggering stats there.
Looks a long way away on this evidence.
He looks about 100 away, I'd say.
Spread eagled on the floor, face in the dirt. It's where he belongs, you think. Oh dear. 1 ball left in the over. Jaffrey to Smith. And right behind that one.
Still struggling to get off the mark.
Yeah, surviving more than anything else.
Yeah.
He's playing for Ricky Borat, that's what he's doing. He's just keeping an end for his partner.
Yeah, and he looks thrilled by it, doesn't he? Life and soul of the party is out.
I think the generous description would be relaxed. Several other words we can't say on air that we can think of, but Maguire's knocked Borat over, and that'll be the end of the innings. 98 the final score, a lead of 28, and they'll be more than happy with that, Jake.
Oh, definitely. I mean, Ricky put the enthusiasm in that Alex was displaying there, I think, on that last ball.
Oh dear. Well, Ricky Borat's gone, but at least he didn't end up flat on his face.
Wow.
Gone for 34. Massive strokes of luck along the way and some good shots as well. 98, a lead of just 28. Leaves this as anybody's game.
Leaves it as a great second innings coming up.
Very delicately poised. There's a good performance from the South. Join us next time when we'll have Jake Butler back again here at Horsham. 28 the lead, and we'll see what kind of total the South can set. And this is how things finished. Ricky Borat top scoring, some strokes of fortune along the way, and a contribution from Rob Maguire, but not much else besides. And for the South bowling line-up, well, this was a very good performance. Kolar was impressive on debut. Maguire and Pasamarthy, the wicket takers, and Yusuf Sharif figures did not do him justice. But this is a good performance from the South. They've kept the lead to just 28, and they would have taken that at the start. Join us next time when we'll show you highlights of how they get on setting a competitive target.